Today, I'm excited to share with you the detailed process of crafting a traditional sickle, a tool often used for cutting grass and harvesting rice. We'll go through every step from the initial selection of materials to the final touches, ensuring a high-quality, functional, and aesthetically pleasing product. We begin with the selection of raw materials. In this case, we use old rebar, specifically steel that has been used in reinforced concrete structures. This type of steel is preferred over new steel for its proven durability and strength. The steel bars are carefully extracted and straightened, a process that requires both precision and patience to avoid damaging the material. These steel bars will be cut into pieces with a weight of about 1 ounce. Once the steel is straightened, it's time to heat it. The steel bars are placed into a forge and heated until they become red hot. This stage is crucial, as the right temperature must be achieved to make the steel malleable enough for forging. Achieving the correct temperature is a skill in itself, as overheating can weaken the steel while underheating will make it difficult to shape. With the steel now at the right temperature, the forging process begins. Using a combination of traditional blacksmithing tools and modern machinery, we start shaping the steel into the rough form of a sickle. This involves a series of hammering, bending, and twisting actions to achieve the desired shape. The use of machinery helps speed up the process and ensures consistency, but the skill of the blacksmith is still paramount. Each blow of the hammer must be precise, and the timing of each step must be carefully controlled to maintain the integrity of the steel. The initial shaping is followed by more detailed work. The edge of the sickle is carefully hammered to create a sharp, durable cutting surface. This requires a delicate touch, as the edge must be thin enough to be sharp, but not so thin that it becomes brittle. The curvature of the blade is also refined during this stage. A sickle must have a specific curve to be effective, and achieving this curve is both an art and a science. Once the basic shape and edge have been formed, the sickle is subjected to a process called annealing. This involves heating the steel to a specific temperature and then allowing it to cool slowly. Annealing helps to relieve internal stresses in the metal, making it more ductile and less likely to crack or break during use. This stage can take several hours, depending on the size and thickness of the sickle. After annealing, the sickle is reheated and then quenched in water or oil, a process known as hardening. Quenching rapidly cools the steel, significantly increasing its hardness. However, this also makes the steel more brittle, so it must be followed by a process called tempering. Tempering involves reheating the steel to a lower temperature and then allowing it to cool slowly. This reduces the brittleness while retaining much of the hardness, resulting in a tough, durable blade. The cooling phase of crafting a sickle is extremely challenging due to its curved shape. The blacksmith must carefully work on both the inner and outer curves to ensure the sickle is flat and well-shaped. Even a slight deviation can result in a sickle that does not meet aesthetic or functional standards. Following the cooling phase, the blade grinding process begins. This step is intricate and requires a high level of precision. The blacksmith must grind the blade to be thin and even, ensuring that the sickle's teeth cut uniformly through rice stalks. This process demands meticulous attention to detail, as achieving a consistent and sharp edge is crucial for the sickle's performance in the field. The precision required in this phase underscores the skill and craftsmanship involved in producing a high-quality sickle. Throughout the entire process, the blacksmith's expertise is evident. From shaping the curves to grinding the blade, each step must be performed with care to ensure the final product is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. The effort and attention to detail invested in crafting a sickle highlight the dedication and skill required to create a tool that is effective for agricultural use. After grinding the blade, the sickle is polished on the outer curve to achieve a smoother and more aesthetically pleasing finish. Following this, the sickle undergoes the stone grinding process to enhance the shine and further smooth the blade edge. This step ensures the blade is finely polished and well prepared for the final phase of cutting rice stalks. The attention to detail in these stages is crucial for creating a high-quality sickle that is both functional and visually appealing. When it comes to the step of cutting the rice stalks, the process begins with filing off all the burrs that were created during the previous grinding phase. This step is essential to ensure the rice stalks are cut evenly. If these burrs are not removed, it will result in the rice stalks being easily damaged or broken during cutting. The blacksmith uses a specialized knife to cut the rice stalks. This phase requires a high level of skill and precision. A skilled blacksmith can cut the stalks evenly, resulting in a clean and sharp finish. The efficiency and expertise of the blacksmith make the process appear almost mechanical in its precision. You can observe the speed and accuracy with which they work, which underscores the high level of craftsmanship involved. The meticulous nature of this task highlights the importance of experience and steady hands in producing high-quality sickles. The blacksmith's ability to handle the knife with such finesse ensures that each cut is perfect, contributing to the overall quality and effectiveness of the sickle. The dedication and skill required in this process demonstrate the craftsmanship that goes into making each sickle. It's not just about creating a functional tool, it's about ensuring that every detail is attended to so that the final product is both efficient and durable. The blacksmith's ability to work quickly yet carefully ensures that the sickle will perform well in the field, making the arduous task of cutting rice stalks much more manageable. The hardening process of the sickle is crucial, especially since the product has already been forged. Given that the sickle is made from twisted steel, this stage involves hardening only the blade, leaving the handle untreated. Hardening the handle as well would lead to brittleness, making it susceptible to breaking during use. This brittleness results from the rapid contraction that occurs when the heated metal is suddenly cooled in water, causing potential warping. Therefore, every step in the hardening process must be meticulously executed, with the blacksmith carefully monitoring the temperature to ensure it is just right. After heating the blade to the desired temperature, the blacksmith dips it in water to cool it. This cooling process must be carefully controlled. Following the cooling, the blacksmith gently hammers the blade. This hammering must be done with great care. If the hammering is too forceful, the blade can easily break into 2 or even 3 pieces. This gentle hammering ensures that the blade retains its shape and integrity without developing fractures. Next, the sickle undergoes further refinement. It is polished with a grindstone to smooth and shine both the inner and outer surfaces of the blade. This initial polishing reveals the teeth and edges clearly, enhancing the blade's overall appearance and functionality. Following this, the blade is sharpened further using a waterstone, a process that enhances its sharpness significantly. This stage of sharpening is crucial for ensuring that the blade is as sharp as possible, making it highly effective for cutting. The hardening process transforms the sickle into a robust tool capable of withstanding the rigors of agricultural work. The meticulous attention to detail in each step, monitoring the heat, gentle hammering, initial polishing, and final sharpening, ensures that the blade is perfectly tempered and sharpened. This rigorous approach highlights the blacksmith's expertise and dedication to quality craftsmanship. Next, we move on to the handle. The handle is typically made from wood, chosen for its balance of strength and comfort. The wood is cut and shaped to fit the tang of the sickle blade perfectly. This involves drilling a hole through the center of the handle and then fitting it onto the tang. The handle is then secured using a combination of glue and mechanical fasteners, such as rivets or pins. The handle is sanded smooth and treated with oil or varnish to protect it from moisture and enhance its appearance. With the blade and handle now complete, the sickle undergoes a final inspection. This includes checking the sharpness of the blade, the balance of the tool, and the security of the handle. Any imperfections are addressed, and the sickle is given a final polish. The finished product is a testament to the skill and craftsmanship of the blacksmith, combining traditional techniques with modern technology to create a tool that is both beautiful and functional. Crafting a sickle is a complex process that requires a deep understanding of metallurgy, a high level of skill, and a lot of patience. Each sickle is unique, with slight variations that reflect the individual touch of the blacksmith. This process not only produces a high-quality tool, but also helps to preserve traditional blacksmithing techniques that have been passed down through generations. The craft of bronze casting in Vietnam is a traditional occupation with a long history and rich cultural heritage, producing items that reflect the artistry and soul of the craftspeople. Bronze casting not only requires skill and meticulousness, but also a deep understanding of techniques, materials, and perseverance through each stage. In this essay, we will delve into the origins, processes, techniques, materials, and cultural significance of bronze casting in Vietnam. Origins and history of bronze casting in Vietnam. Bronze casting in Vietnam dates back to ancient times, originating from the Bronze Age, around 3,000 to 4,000 years BCE. One of the most notable and prominent artifacts of Vietnamese bronze casting art is the Dong Son drum. These bronze drums are not only evidence of the brilliant development of the Dong Son civilization, but also symbols of power and spiritual culture of the ancient Vietnamese. According to many archaeological studies, bronze casting flourished in the northern plains of Vietnam, where there were abundant copper resources and favorable conditions for casting. Over thousands of years of development, bronze casting has become an integral part of Vietnamese culture and daily life. From everyday utensils like pots and pans, to intricate artworks and sacred religious items. Traditional bronze casting process. The traditional bronze casting process in Vietnam is complex and requires numerous meticulous steps. Here are the main stages. 1. Model creation. The first step is creating a model from clay or beeswax. This model serves as the original for making the mold. For complex and detailed products, model creation requires the craftsman's skill and experience. 2. Mold making. The casting mold is usually made from heat-resistant clay or plaster. The clay or wax model is covered with this mold material. Once the mold is dry, the clay or wax model is removed, leaving a cavity for the molten metal. 3. Metal melting. Copper is melted in a furnace at high temperatures. This process requires precision to ensure the metal is free of impurities and evenly melted. 4. Pouring the mold. The molten copper is poured into the mold through pre-designed channels. This step must be performed quickly and carefully to avoid casting defects such as air bubbles or uneven structure. 5. Cooling and finishing. After the metal has cooled and solidified, the product is removed from the mold and undergoes finishing processes such as grinding, polishing, engraving details, and quality inspection. Bronze casting techniques in Vietnam. There are several bronze casting techniques applied in Vietnam, each with its unique characteristics and suitability for specific products. Some notable techniques include sand casting. This is the most common technique, often used to create large and complex shaped items. Sand molds are made from high adhesion sand, which helps retain the model's details and shape. Lost wax casting. This technique is particularly suited for casting intricate artworks and jewelry. A wax model is covered in a heat-resistant plaster layer, which is then heated to melt the wax, leaving a cavity for the molten metal. Pressure casting. This technique uses pressure to push molten metal into the mold, commonly used for products requiring high precision and complex details. Materials for bronze casting. The primary material in bronze casting is copper and its alloys, such as brass and red copper. Each type of copper has its own properties, affecting the casting process and the final product quality. Brass, mainly composed of copper and zinc, has a beautiful yellow color and is easy to work with, often used for decorative items and household utensils. Red copper, primarily pure copper, has a characteristic red color and is used for casting artworks and religious items. In addition to copper, auxiliary materials like clay, plaster, and sand play important roles in mold making. Clay is often used to create models due to its ease of shaping and modification. Plaster and sand are heat resistant and retain the model's details, ensuring the final product's quality. Cultural significance of bronze casting in Vietnam. Bronze casting is not only a craft, but also carries profound cultural and spiritual significance. Bronze items such as drums, Buddha statues, incense burners, and other religious artifacts not only showcase the artisan's skill and talent, but also symbolize cultural, religious, and historical values. The Dong Son bronze drums, one of Vietnam's valuable cultural heritages, are clear evidence of the development of bronze casting. The motifs on the bronze drums depict the daily life, beliefs, and culture of ancient Vietnamese, and also symbolize power and wealth. Bronze items are also commonly used in religious ceremonies, ancestor worship, and festivals. Buddha statues, incense burners, and bronze urns not only have high artistic value, but also carry spiritual meaning, expressing people's reverence and faith in the spiritual world. Challenges and opportunities for bronze casting in Vietnam. Despite its cultural and artistic value, bronze casting faces many challenges. The development of industry and modern technology has created cheaper and faster alternatives, making it difficult for traditional bronze products to compete in terms of cost and production time. Furthermore, the shortage of younger generations pursuing the craft is a significant issue. Many young people today are no longer interested in traditional crafts, leading to the risk of losing valuable casting techniques and secrets passed down through generations. However, bronze casting still holds many development opportunities. Consumer interest in handcrafted, unique, and culturally valuable products is increasing. Many are willing to pay a higher price for exquisite and meaningful bronze items. This opens up opportunities for bronze artisans not only to maintain, but also to develop their careers. Conclusion. Bronze casting in Vietnam is a traditional craft with a long history and rich cultural heritage, requiring the skill, meticulousness, and passion of artisans. From model creation, mold making, metal melting, to product finishing, each step in the bronze casting process reflects the artisan's talent and dedication. Despite facing many challenges with its profound cultural and artistic value, bronze casting still holds many development opportunities in the future. Preserving and developing bronze casting is not only about maintaining a traditional craft, but also about preserving and promoting the cultural values of the nation.
Đây là sau khi đổ xong đồng thì còn thừa một chút đồng thì sẽ phải đổ ra cát mọi người nhé. Đổ ra cát thì để chuyến sau lung tiếp mọi người. Cái đồng rất là nóng, đổ ra cát mình rất là còn. Và trước khi làm thì nghệ nhân đã căn để đủ đồng rồi nên là thừa nó không đáng kể là bao nhiêu. Đổ ra cát để cho nó chỉ trong tầm 10 phút nó sẽ nguội thôi. Đây là sau khi đồng đổ xong được 1 phút mọi người nhá. Đấy, bên trong cái đồng của nó vẫn còn đỏ kìa mọi người, trong khuôn nó vẫn còn đỏ đấy, mọi người nhìn thấy không? Nó vẫn còn đỏ, cái miệng của nó vẫn còn đỏ kìa. Thì chỉ sau khoảng tầm 10 phút thôi là cái khuôn này nó sẽ nguội ngay mọi người. Nó vẫn còn nóng nhưng mà khuôn này sẽ có thể dỡ được sau trong tầm 10 đến 15 phút mọi người đấy. Sau 15 phút thì
dỡ đồng vừa đổ mọi người nhé.
Chúng ta sẽ dỡ khuôn để xem một cái sản phẩm đồng thô nó sẽ như thế nào mọi người nhé. Đấy thì hôm nay mọi người trực tiếp để xem một sản phẩm đồng đầu tiên thô ấy, thì tạo ra nó sẽ như thế nào đấy. Đây mọi người nhá. Đấy, bỏ khuôn ra là sau đây là cái đồng bên trong mọi người này. Đấy, nó thành phẩm rồi nhá. Mọi người nhìn rõ không ạ? Nó đã thành hình rồi mọi người nhé, nhưng nó không thể chi tiết được như cái sản phẩm mà các bạn đã nhìn trên kênh của mình đã review ở những video trước.
Đây là một thành phẩm. Đúng lần đây, đúng lần. Đấy, thành phẩm.
Vâng các bạn ạ, vừa rồi thì Mình đã review cái công đoạn để tạo ra một cái sản phẩm đồ đồng thô, để có những sản phẩm đồ đồng mỹ nghệ đẹp như mà mọi người đã được nhìn trên kênh của mình ấy, thì các nghệ nhân đã tạo ra những sản phẩm đồ đồng thô đầu tiên, và qua bàn tay chỉ sửa và những cái bước đầu tiên thì mới có những cái sản phẩm đồ đồng mỹ nghệ đẹp được. Thì cứ ở cái trời nắng nóng 38 độ này, nhưng mà qua những bàn tay của nghệ nhân thì sẽ tạo